There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again. And then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
A lot of people look at us as robots who are just out doing a job, but everything we see and do affects us just like it does everybody else.
A lot of problems with first responders and veterans is that now we're in a battlefield that's very different.
I've lost more friends to suicide than I did in combat, and it really hurts.
When you push the human envelope to those maximum extents, physically, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, and then you pull that plug, nothing prepares you for the silence. Nothing prepares you for that void.
You can't come that close to death without it having some effect on you.
I'll never forget my wife telling me, you know, you're not the same Brett that I married.
What War Horses does is it puts you in that environment to, in essence, look in the mirror. But that mirror's that horse. And that horse is going to tell you where you're at.
You got to relax. You got to calm down. You got to slow your mind down and just think about this one thing, controlling that horse.
The first thing we do before we get on a horse, we breathe. Let go of everything. Let go of everything in your head. If I don't let go of everything, I cannot be present with the horse.
It's magic. I just started crying. It was the first time in my life that I literally let everything go.
Compassion, generosity, love, all of these things trickle back into what it is to be a human being.
It's completely changed me.
All the confidence I had lost, it started coming back working with these horses. They've given me my life back.
There are many simple things in
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless... That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Yep, I'm here.
Yo, what's up, man?
I'm here. I'm not locked up. So we're good.
Yeah. Oh, man.
In the house and not strain my back, but my back's a little sore. Putting down flooring and stuff, ripping out carpet, you know, upgrading the house.
No, I hear you. Okay, will Ice be amped up on Cafe Bustelo tonight, or will be sloppy taco drinking Tecate? What? Wait, sloppy taco drinking? Sloppy tacos? Sloppy tacos. Amp. Woo! We talking about food, right? Are we talking? Never mind.
Taco, you can't go wrong with tacos.
Yeah, but can you go wrong with some sloppy tacos? Oh my God! Woo!
Taking Latinx to a new beginning.
Well, yeah, some sloppy tacos. Oh lordy! I'm just messing around with my equipment. My apologies for being so tardy. I was dicking around with my geareth and playing with my stuff, and I was like, yeah, what's going on? And then I see a missed call from you. I'm like, oh shit, it's time for the show. Man, I'm flat dicking. Fuck, man. So
hey, at least someone reminded you, right?
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, well, I'm gonna do this, and I'm kind of tweaking out some stuff, and it's just kind of like. Just missed. You always like to tweet. Always improve your foxhole, right?
Yeah, always working on your admin skills. I feel you.
Yeah. Just trying to admin skills. Somebody says I was mixing it on the wheels of steel, like back in the day, when back when I was a youngin. Back when we had records, you kids wouldn't understand. My dearest Jessica. I don't even know a Jessica. I don't know why I say that. It's part of the joke. But anywho, what was I going to say? Shit. What was I? Oh yeah. So welcome to WTF Nation Radio. I'm off my game. Like I said, being late just kind of like just kind of throws you off and shit. And you're like, huh, what? Broadcasting deep within the mountain compound or the basement of the Pentagon underneath the hot dog stand in the center of the complex. You never know where we're at. Eric have
where you get your sloppy joes from?
My sloppy tacos? No.
From Area 51?
Sloppy tacos, huh? Now I don't want kings don't kiss and tell, brother. We don't divulge our taco sustenance locations. We just don't do that because then there's competition, right? We have I'll make this a manly minute hour, but you have competition with all the other ones trying to steal your tacos, especially your sloppy ones. Sometimes you just got to let those sloppy tacos. You can have them. You know what I mean? If you've had them before, I could totally fucking go all night with all these taco puns.
All right, no dad jokes tonight.
No. I'm just saying that. Yeah, I mean it's not a dad joke. It's the reality. Everybody knows that. Get your sloppy ass tacos and shit. Someone got salty. No, who got salty? What? Someone got salty? I'm fucking with my equipment right now. Hang on, you have to forgive me. I'm trying to get this straight.
Spice it up. You throw some salty on it.
Hey, Queen, get some of them spicy tacos. It's time to get them spices. Orale. You're damn right. I'm salty tonight. I'm wearing my House of Chingasos t-shirt. So, you want some chingasos? Yeah, Caras tiraba chingasos con este viejo. I said that with my heavily accented Spanish. But why so salty? I'm not salty at all. I'm just saying. All I'm just saying is, hey, I wasn't the one that brought up the sloppy tacos. If you want some sloppy tacos, then sloppy tacos. I am an affinity. I don't. I like my tacos not so sloppy, but if they do get sloppy, there you go.
One way or the other, get sloppy, right?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. Another man, another man's first is another man's sloppy thirds, fourths, and fifths or seconds.
For the first 20 seconds.
For the first 20 seconds, man, what you on, bro? Barracks Bunnies make those best sloppy tacos. Oh, if we're gonna do a sloppy taco comparison and all that, I'd be more than happy to discuss that. But like I said, kings don't kiss and tell. I don't.
Your 11 Bravo will come out. Is what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't draw out the hate. There's no need for the drama. The next thing you know, someone's gonna be like, I'm gonna get a text message from somebody. What are you talking about me? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Why would you think I was talking about you? Waiting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different people DMing me right now. You talking about me? So, anyway.
Bunny's the bunny.
Oh man, it's like
great way to start a Monday, right?
Great way to start a Monday. It's a Monday, anyways, right? Thank you again for joining us, hanging out. That's the Cav coming out. Cav man. Okay, I was gonna do a Cav man voice, but now I feel bad because the last time I imitated a Cav man, he called me up and sounded like the voice that I imitated. Shane Austin, love you, man. Yeah, it was pretty. Whew, man. That sign in the background, fire, dude. Look at that. So we're gonna.
Is that a new poster you got back there?
Yeah. Well, there's a history between that Call of Duty poster and that, and then that right there in the background is the light, and I have my Night Battalion little painting there, lithograph. I have my WTF Nation Radio sign. I have a lightsaber back there. And then
not real, of course.
Well, I mean, depends on what date I have over. And then I have my 0G indicator from SpaceX up there too. So,
boy, you got SpaceX equipment,
bro. I got the kit, man. I got the kit. Real quick. So, do you have TS documents handed out of my studio? As a matter of fact, Dave, glad you are able to segue into that because we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how, damn, man, it's almost like all these fucking Intel experts that handle the classified material just popped out of the woodwork, all over the place.
I'm sure you got them locked up in your safe, right?
No, on my bed, or I don't know. If I know somebody's coming, I just flush them in the toilet. Whatever joke that's going on, everyone likes to talk about traitor and blah blah blah, all this other stuff. So,
you got the codes?
I got the codes. I have the cheat codes. But what's funny is that you kind of notice how everyone's already, it's immediately, oh, well, it's this and it's that, and it's because of this, and he's that, and I was like, God damn, dude. Old D. Treasy. That motherfucker can't take a break. Can't get a break, can he? He just cannot. Dude, that dude farts the wrong way, and everyone's like, collusion, traitor, sedition, insurrectionist. I'm like, post receipts, man. Just post receipts. If you got fucking proof, remember, unless they're from a true meme sources, there is some truth to memery. Like Sun Tzu.
Those are spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. Like Meme Sue said, meme warfare is a regular warfare. If you're watching the news right now, you're seeing currently that the former president Trump has had his house raided, or was it not raided, or was it cooperatively searching?
Oh, you know what happened there.
Oh, hell yeah. Come on, dude. Let's get fucking... This dude, ever since he was going to run for fucking office, has had motherfuckers just trying to dig derp on. It's just like dig derp. The reason why I say derp is because I was making fun of somebody, and their name is Derp. We say Derp Lap, and that's his name because it's Jason Dillap we're talking about. And it's Derp. Right. So I kept saying Derp. So I've been like Freudian slip with the Derp.
I hate to say it. Everyone that's in politics, someone's always trying to dig up dirt on everyone.
Bro,
that's like a standard protocol, right?
Well, think about this, man. Not to mention the fact that had. Not to mention the fact that you've had individuals that are running in Congress right now that are making fucking bank off the stock market, that do more insider trading. God, dude, my English is all fucked up.
You can't say that. You can't educate people on that, man.
No, I'm gonna fucking say it, dude.
Okay.
I'm I'm gonna, but I should. But if I do it in Alex's Jones voice, then, you know,
You might have to face the judge.
I might have to face the judge. Yeah, yeah. These guys right here, they're making money all this time, and they're just like these gay frogs with pointy hats. And anyways, yeah, dude, Congress has been collecting fucking bank on insider trading. And
but yet, when they're out of office and try it, they get locked up.
Martha Stewart, she got busted, she got arrested, she got thrown in fucking prison for doing the same shit that members of Congress is doing. But she ain't no fucking, she's a G, dude. She's gangsta. She didn't fucking rat anybody out, who she was working with and all that. They all went after Martha Stewart. That's why her recipes are the bomb, dude. I fucking use her. Yeah. I respect that. You know, I respect that.
Well, I hate to say this because I actually bad with names, but I remember a news article I read a couple of months ago. There was a guy that was in office. I think he was a senator, and he's out of office now. And he did some insider trading. They busted him and locked his ass up. He's not in office. That's why they got him. If he was in office, they probably never got him.
Well, you know why? Because they are all fucking. It's like that candidate that just won in Washington, Joe Kent, talking about the Uniparty. And he's not been saying that. Everyone's like, oh, he's a fucking extremist. We've all known that there's a fucking Uniparty. All this, anytime there's a bill that happens in Congress, it goes back and forth, and there's handshakes and drug deals being done in the background. I mean, in Hunter Biden's case, it is fucking drug deals, but with the hookers and blow.
Is that why his trial was in private?
Dude, you ever notice? You notice how he fucking just like took off? Here's the thing. I like shooting the shit, smoke pit politics. I love it. Because it's always the Joes, and it's always speculation from the Joes that end up coming fucking true when it comes to fucking our politics. And the reason why I say that is because I'm not saying there's a connection. I'm not saying there's a connection. Shipwreck. I'm not saying there's a connection. But the president took off on a week-long vacation, took Hunter Biden with his son Hunter Biden with him to a secluded island in South Carolina. And the next thing you know, it's been discovered that Liz Cheney's husband is the law firm representing Hunter.
Yeah.
Is it a coincidence or what?
Vacation before people get in session with government.
Right, dude.
That's common.
Yeah, exactly. Like Arnold on fucking Total Recall. What the fuck did I do wrong? No, dude. That I'm sorry, man. Look, stop with this bullshit. That's why I like fucking with Fox News, because Fox News are so fucking scared to dime this shit out, and CNN is like fucking cucking on everyone's sack on this shit on the other side. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you guys that fucking dumb?
Well, CNN did call it, and I hate to give them this credit, but they already called it and said because of that, they gave everything to the Republican Party in this upcoming election.
You think so?
CNN even's calling it.
You think so? See, if CNN's calling that, you think Dietrich's gonna? Now here's another thing too. Do you think Trump is gonna fucking run for office? Do you think he's gonna like?
I put $100 on he would.
Oh no! I'm not fucking putting no bets, because the last time I fucking put a bet on this fucking on air, I ended up wearing fucking Cincinnati Bengals shit because I lost. I will just ask you if you think. That's
why I don't have a camera, so I'm good.
I'm not betting shit. But going back to what I was saying,
Do
you think he's gonna run? Take it easy, Sarantino. Thanks for hanging out. So wait, what you're saying is that you think he's gonna run?
Yeah, he's been hinting around it. It's just, you know why they don't come out early and say they're gonna run? As soon as they say they're gonna run, all their finances is under strict scrutiny and how they're going to spend their money and all that. That's why they wait so long to say they're actually going to run.
I can see that.
So they hint. They hint. And all he's doing is hinting.
Well, I will say that seeing some of the news feeds and seeing some of the threads on social media, that currently when somebody asked what's that, AOC, Alexandria Cortez?
Yeah, she should run, right?
Yeah, no. She said they asked her if they would support her, if she would support Biden in another run, and then they asked Stacey Abrams the same thing, and I'm like, why aren't you guys saying fucking yes or no? Why not? You ever notice a politician never answers in the yes or no? Never.
Well, what I was trying to say.
Well, the American people have to decide, and we have to understand what the voters say, and it depends on what specific primaries that we're having, and we can see the numbers. I'm more than likely whoever the candidate is for the party will be the one that's blah, 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 blah. That's like the normal running of the bullshit that they fucking say. These guys, I'm gonna tell you what. I don't give a shit how many dark branded memes you throw out. Man, you fucking suck. Yeah, I'm sorry. My grandfather died. We knew how old our grandfather was because he was 1 year older than the current year.
What?
Yeah, well, this is the 90s. Okay. he died in 97. He was 98. Uh-huh. Yeah. So that's how we knew when his birthday was, because he was older than the current time when I was growing up. Dude, until the day he died, this dude was a fucking sharp as a tack. I think if my grandfather had his brain removed and put into another body, you would not have known a fucking difference. But this president, I'm gonna tell you what, dude, I'm more worried. At least with the savage or somebody who's fucked up, they at least know what the fuck they're doing, and they can have somebody just gathered around to fuck. But goddamn, dude, it's like bumblingness. It almost feels like no wonder fucking Afghanistan fucked up. Look who's in our fucking government and shit. The withdrawal, which by the way today is the anniversary, the year anniversary of the beginning of the withdrawal of Afghanistan. Which of course everyone's going to say, hey, we didn't do this, blah 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 blah. But about 4 or 5 years ago, everyone was just briefing that it was the greatest thing since fucking Coca-Cola, and every commander that went in there was going to have a rendezvous with destiny and say, "Yep, I'm going to make a difference." Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so this is just me as Joe voter, not Joe voter veteran. Wait, I'm not Joe voter, but I'm just saying as the average Joe, not Joe Biden. That I'm not confident. I'm usually like in the middle, anyways, when it comes to shit. Sometimes I've voted for Democrats, and sometimes I voted for Republicans. And yeah,
because you're educated. Not educated. I'm not educated. You look outside the box.
Yeah, I don't like fucking because there's something. It's the fringe on both sides that pisses me off. It's you cannot. What's up, Moosey?
Hey, Bernie Sanders recently said on the floor that we need to get away from the two-party system and have multiple parties because of, I think he was saying 16% of the U.S. citizens approve what they're doing. The rest think that they're a joke and clown.
Well, the government is a joke and clown. I'll be honest with you. If you look at the current state of our government, we have individuals that probably have more CVS pharmacy prescriptions than anybody that runs fucking office. I guarantee it. And I'm going to look for the article, and I'll share it on. We'll share it on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page. But I have seen there was an article way back where they talked to the congressional pharmacists and how many fucking pills and how much medication that all the members of Congress take. Most of it are for memory shit. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys are taking some experimental HGH shit to keep their fucking mind shut. Because every time there's a specific subject and they want to keep the president on tack, his eyeballs are all big. They're really wide-balled looking, or they have them behind glasses, and that's the new cool look, right? That's the
You're
new.
You're talking about that guy that was a pharmaceutical company that actually delivered on site.
Yeah,
yeah. It was that article, right?
It was an article way back. I don't know who was.
But they did home deliveries or office deliveries.
They did home and office. He did home and office deliveries, and he's just a little pharmacy. And that's the thing. He's not a He's not a big pharmacy. It's not a big chain pharmacy. It's not it wasn't. It's not like Walgreens, CVS, or something like that. He's like a little mom and pop one.
Right.
Yeah. So Moose has got a good point. Here's the way I see it when it comes to this. I say term limits and age limits, and I'm talking about. We already got the term limits down for the president. I think we should have an age limit for the president. Meaning how the military has a specific time and a specific age you're supposed to commission. So that way, as you progress through the ranks, you're not old as fuck. Which blows me the fuck away because the military has that standard, but our government doesn't have that standard. So I think if you're running for Congress, you should have, I don't know, maybe, 4 terms, 5 terms? How many terms? You know what I mean?
Right.
And you have to have progress or some shit. You have to. There must be like a check card or a book report or something like that. Something.
Well, now playing devil's advocate, would you put that to all 3 branches, or
yeah, fuck yeah. Here's the thing too.
Supreme?
And here's the thing too. The reason why we're fucked up when it comes to that aspect is because you have politically appointed personnel, and then you have government personnel, which basically like the individuals that the president has elected. And everyone always talks about, well, when President Obama moved in, he fired all those people from the Bush administration. And then when Trump moved in, he fired all the people from well, yeah, because of that, you serve at the pleasure of the president. I think that should stop. In order to have true balance in the force, you should, the force, that there was a gentleman in office that he was there since Ike was president. Yeah, exactly. Well, there's members of Congress who've been there since Kennedy was president and Ike was president. So yeah, old as shit. And it should be like the minimum. Let's put it this way: the age limit for members of Congress should be to where you go in, you cannot have no more than 20 years of service. You know what I mean? So it's almost like being in the military.
Right.
So the military, so all the branches, of course, obviously the VP and POTUS is all running mate. So if you look at the fact that somebody who's a member of Congress and what's their age limit? Okay, let's look at this. Let's do the calculation of the age. Once they have run for office and they get elected, if they were to run a full 20-year term, that's it. You can only have so much, and then the age limit stops. So if you run as a 40-year-old or you run as a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old, you can only do a few terms because your ass is going to stop. So there should be an age limit with a term limit as well. So that would mean that just like in the military, you would have, you'd have your dudes and dudettes running for office, and then nobody should have crossed into at least 80 years old or 75 years old. We got to have a good age. What would be a good age to be done? Like a mandatory like the military has a mandatory age too. The same fucking thing.
What about a minimum age to run?
Minimum age, I think they should lower it. Personally, I think they should lower it. I think they should lower the age. So I would say, like right now, it's 35 to run for office. I think 35 should be the number. Period. That's it.
For all 3.
For all of them. 35. I don't know. Fuck. Maybe that'll fuck up or skew the calculation. I got to run the numbers. I'm not really good at maths, but I'd have to fucking see what would be the average. What would be the best age for somebody to come in, so that way they could run for office, get reelected in their specific terms in Congress, and then not be able to be all old as fuck when they get up in years. And like Joe said in the chats, they got like a mandatory retirement year. Like, you have done enough. Like you were in the military. Or do it like the military. You want to run for office? 18 years old. Fuck, dude. They're letting kids do shit and have adult ramification decisions anyways, right?
Right.
You know what I'm getting at, right? You know what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. We can talk about it. I'm on a rant right now anyways, and I'm pretty pissed off.
I'm pissed off
about the fact that
what happened in Florida still.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about Florida, because I'm talking about Florida, man. Thanks, Kobe. I was about ready to bust that thing out too. I was doing some typing and shit about ready. I appreciate it. 30 years for Senate, 25 for House. There you go. That's good.
Would that get rid of people like AOC? How old is she?
Well, see, that's the thing. You have to like author something. It's almost like if you're going to be in fucking Congress and collect a paycheck. Because here's what pisses me off. Because then you have politicians like Lauren Boebert, whose her district is a fucking shithole. She wants to talk about. The people of fucking Pueblo are fucking some good people. And the thing is that, I always thought, I don't know the way it's supposed to be set up. And maybe I'm not educated. That you, at least if you were running for office and you were representative of your constituency in your district, that you would go back to your district during the summer breaks or during the break-in sessions and say, hey, look, I'm here to help you out. What's going on with this? Blah, 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 blah.
You're asking for too much.
I'm not asking for too much. This is actual simple shit. That's the thing. This is simple shit. This is like if you were to You were there. You were there at the pleasure of the constituency, because they always go back and they always go back to their states to stump to get reelected. Well, there should be a report card. In the time that you have been in your representative of your state and you're stumping for reelection, let's go back a year and said what you would do in Congress. And then let's see what you said you were going to do for your state. What's up, Musa? You can suggest it. Hey, go ahead, drop them notes in the chats, Musa. Appreciate it. So that way, you have at least a metric. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like a staff guy, aren't I? I'm sounding like we're gonna have a metric here. At least you'll have a metric and it's all about numbers, right? It's all about the numbers, baby. If you're good at what you're fucking doing and you're saying what you're doing in your state is correct, or I did this for my state. I did this for my state. Okay, let's see it. So let's use Lauren Boebert. What did she fucking do for her constituency from the time she was elected to now when she's up for re-election? What did she fucking do? Aside from going up and pissing people off when it came to the evacuation of Afghanistan, and her and MTG, was it Marjorie Taylor Greene, stood up during the address and fucking was shit talking when we were talking about the fucking evacuation of Afghanistan and those 13 lives were taken. See, this is the apolitical part that we're all supposed to be at. We're all supposed to be pissed off about this shit, not taking advantage of this shit. Where you fucking sit there and use to play each other for little fucking jabs. People. It's almost like people who it's like people who fucking walk away from you after they were talking shit and you confronted them, and then they walk away and say something underneath their breath, or they like to fuck
a schoolhouse bully.
Yeah, or they like to fucking talk over you so you don't get your fucking word in, and then when you're trying to fucking talk, they don't let you talk.
Yeah.
The legislative branch should convene for at least 3 months. Yeah, there you go. Exactly that, Kobe. They're social media influencers. And I'm telling you what, they're some of the suckiest ones on the fucking planet. All of them suck. Swalwell, Ted Cruz, Lauren Boebert. They suck donkeys when it comes to social media, thinking they're fucking savage. Like, I don't know, the internet exists. Like, we can't go back and research information. Don't be talking shit. Let's talk about Ted Cruz. Let's talk about Swalwell. Swallowswell, whatever the fuck his name is. Eric Swalwell from California. Talking shit about collusion, talking shit about this. Did he get busted or fucking was under investigation or was busted fucking a Chinese spy? Ted Cruz talks about how fucked up the country is and what the government needs to do for infrastructure when Texas has the worst fucking infrastructure in the fucking union. Don't talk shit about renewable energy and crap like that when your fucking state blows at it. Lauren Boebert state, fucking high fucking property taxes on their vehicles and on their property, where somebody who can't even afford, they're trying to fucking get to work, their fucking their vehicle registration goes out and it costs them almost $800 to almost $1,000 just to register their fucking car. Fuck taxation and theft. I'm just saying right now, taxation and theft. If you really want to, Dan Crenshaw too. Or Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relationship with that lady.
I smoked, but I didn't inhale.
I smoked, but I didn't inhale. But goddamn, the desk is kind of crowded right now. They're all fuck them all. Fuck yeah, I'm saying they all need. It's almost like when they got to Congress, they lost their fucking scruples and they just lost their shit. And they decided to fucking go off and say, well, I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to do this for you. Then they get there. Well, the reason why I didn't sign this bill is because of blah, blah, blah. The PACT Act. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, you have Jon Stewart know more and school you more on the PACT Act. I'm going to tell you what again. Shut the fuck up when people say, Democrats did this and Democrats added. Fuck the fuck off, okay? Fuck the fuck off. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there was other bills that veterans were going, rah, yeah, fuck yeah, we need more money, we need more pay, and yeah. And the Republicans are going, yeah, motherfuckers, yeah, you get more fucking pay, but we're going to get more pork, we're going to get this, we're going to get that, we're going to get this. The same thing when we upgraded. This is a horse that I will fucking beat to death again and again and again. Same thing with Alwyn Cash. And nobody gave a fuck what was put on the bill with Alwyn Cash's shit. Just to upgrade the award for Alwyn Cash, and he got the award. To upgrade his Silver Star to the Medal of Honor, and look what fucking happened. Did anybody fucking question to see what other bills were aside that? No, we didn't give a fuck. We wanted to make sure our brother was honored, right? The same thing with the PACT Act.
Yep.
All the way to fuck off mountain. Exactly, man. Exactly, brother. We didn't give a fuck. We just wanted Owen Cash to be honored. Go back and let's see how many, what in Congress, what in session was running during that time. Would you have supported something like that from then? No, you didn't give a fuck. Same to the PACT Act. Jon Stewart coming in there and fucking speaking and schooling everybody more about the PACT Act than the VA. The VA.
You've always put extra pork in stuff that doesn't relate to crap.
Right,
Anyway.
exactly. And that's another thing, too. That's part. I think we should do that, too, with part of the term limits and age limits. The age limits and the term limits and the pork shit. Heather's like sounding like Senator Palpatine. She's reading, it's not just the Senate, it's the House to every single Jedi. I'm not saying she talks like that, but I'm just saying that's what reminds me.
It'd be funny if she did, right?
No, she's go peep. She's trying. She wants to get a word out. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with some advocacy. At least it's the Heather I think I'm talking about. Every single Jedi, including your friend, Senator Pelosi, is now an enemy of the Republic. But everybody gets a voice, right? So nobody gave a fuck about that stuff. The same thing with the PACT Act. God damn it. Everyone talks about Vietnam veterans and Blue Water veterans and Agent Orange and all this other stuff. We finally get to the point where we can fucking just go, bam! We can fucking make a difference and not give a fuck about that shit. And what ends up happening? No, because the Republicans said no. And all your favorites, Republicans were fucking going, why are you fucking see they're doing this? Thank you, Wesley. I've been known for the thing with voices. I imitated my battalion commander one time and changed a battalion training meeting. That's because I can imitate his voice.
Really?
No, you're right, dude. No, your grandparents are. Yeah, you're right. Grandparents our grandparents are running the country. You're 100% correct. As a matter of fact, we are letting our grandparents run the country, hoping that we could be in the fucking will. Let's put it that way. We were just hoping that we could be on their good side to get some of that free fucking chicken that we wanted, that they were being promised. Please do more Bill sound effects. Well, why are you going after me, Ryan? Sitting there, just it's making me uncomfortable. What are you talking about? The Civil War voice is the best. Dude, stop! It's not the Ice Comedy Hour with voices. I'm here to talk politics. Here to talk some shit. Went on a rant already that I said I may or may not do, and the next thing you know, once again, Mom predicts it when she. Once again, the social media team on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio pin it right. I might even go in a rant. Not even ranting. Just getting done with this shit.
So what do you think's going to happen with the Florida incident in the long run? What's your prediction?
What Florida incident are we talking about? Are we talking about the visitation of the FBI? Or the raid? Or the raid of the FBI uncovering tax like Look, I'm going to fucking tell you right now that that we posted something long time ago on U.S. Army WTF Moments. It was in 2016. And we were talking about...
You went to the archives and found stuff?
Brother, I got the archives, son.
Oh, man. So what did you find out?
So what did I find out? They used that so he wouldn't run again, or exactly that. What is the discriminator? Look, I'm going to tell you what. You know how many... Look, DUIs and shit like that. Hookers and blow. Right now, currently, everyone is doing the most illegal shit on the fucking planet. But mishandling classified documents, another individual who was running for office, who was a former Secretary of State, did the same fucking shit. Even had the head of the FBI, Comey, come out and say it. And now we're like, oh, clutch of pearls, because D. Tracy done it.
Hey, last cases make the president.
You mean, I'm talking about precedent, though, bro. I'm talking about precedent. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about the fact that, look, what's good for the goose, good for the gander, blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't want to sound authoritarian. I don't want to sound like Starship Troopers, but hey, fucking A, dude. Let's fucking, you know, now. Did you think
nothing's gonna happen from it?
Do you think that? Do you think it's gonna happen?
Nah, it's gonna dwindle away after a while. Did you see the list of what they pulled out of there?
Bro, come on, man. That's when you say pull out a list of what they pulled out, it's like something they pulled out of a garage. They're going to look at a Foot Locker and they're going to say military grade storage unit. They're going to pull out a military web gear, military equipment, combat vest or some shit. So just to refresh, way back in the day, because this made news too, and everyone got mad because not everyone got mad. We just thought it was fucking funny that we were talking about insider threats and all this other shit. Well, a long time ago, back in, oh wait, hang on, is this some fucking is this some Civil War voice or something like that? A long time ago. So, U.S. Army WTF moments we got in the inbox back in the day. There was a slideshow that was presented during insider threat training. You know, you're supposed to get that annual training, right?
Right.
Well, you had that annual training. No big deal. There was a installation that posted one up. Now, mind you, these insider threat training, they're not done by fucking. It's just not Joe Snuffy, whatever. Usually, these are done by the security professionals within the organization, also known as the Intel Weenies. And they did up their own slide. And man, this is taking us back. Hang on, taking us way back. Let's go way back. Let's go back in the time in the archives of your. Don't tell me about the memes. I was there when it was written. This was an actual fucking slide that went up. Actual training even got picked up by the by NBC News. NBC News became our friends because they want to know what's going on. Now, as of course, this was posted and everyone like freaked the fuck out. How dare a unit do this? How dare this? They got Petraeus up there. They got Clinton. They got Hassan. They got Manning, Snowden, Lexus.
I'll validate what's up there.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I thought it was fucking funny. Because the FBI director, James Comey, said earlier during that year that was an extremely, extremely, extremely careless event that she did handle. She mishandled it. There's no conspiracy theory or misinformation here. That shit was legit. We were told to take it down. How dare us do this? Causing a disruption in good order and discipline. Causing blah, 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 blah.
Oh, she's not just she, but a lot of those foundations and her other half were in other topics and threats to U.S. soil for.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about the Clinton Foundation in Haiti? Or all that money went?
No, this goes back a little farther. This goes to the Air Force, but they actually did training on known threats in the U.S. and how they get their funding and everything else for these nonprofits.
You're talking about the finance stuff that we can't say.
Yeah, and all the government officials are running these nonprofit organizations, and they're getting their funding from.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're
Congress. And this is what you need to know and look out for.
People freaked the hell out when this was posted. And said that what were we doing? Hey, look, dude. Wait a minute. Are you saying we got involved in election interference by posting that shit back in the day?
No, we're just presenting.
It was just presenting the slide, right? She's just presenting the slide. He should call. Man, fuck Steven Seagal, dude. That goddamn traitor. Steven Seagal's simping on Ivan now. That's all you have. Kiss my ass.
Well, maybe he saw what was coming down the road here going to shit and get out of here.
Oh, whatever, dude. Man, fucking, I'm not, you know what? I don't care if our country is in the fucking, is in deep of whatever. It's still the best fucking country in the world. And I'm always going to be loyal to her.
Oh, yeah, it is. I just having a little fun with it.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're saying because he thinks shit's going bad that he's got to go to Russia. Bro, have you seen him? He looks like he got stung by a fucking bee. He's all bloated and shit. So he's so fat now. He looks freaking all like whatever. And he went to go visit. He was in the battlefield in Ukraine, and he was highlighting, yep, these are HIMARS missile attacks. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. You were wearing a ponytail.
That was the stunt devil.
I'm like, shut up, dude. You were wearing a ponytail and above the law, traitor. Sipping on Ivan. You get all that stupid shit. Get the fuck out of here with that crap.
Snowden's over there.
He's a traitor too.
Oh, I know he is.
You can't sit. It's different when you're saying like you're like for it's like if we were to like we talk about we've talked about this before, moving to Latin America or something like that. I don't recall us being enemies with some motherfuckers down there, right? I don't recall us being on bad terms with a specific country in Latin America or Central America. There are some countries that we're kind of with over in Europe, even in Eastern Europe. But everybody knows Ivan has been motherfucker, we made Red Dawn. There are movies that are out there that depict Ivan as the bad guy. Rocky fucking 4 fighting Ivan Drago. I must break you. So when I see Steven Seagal humping fucking Putin's leg in the middle of war, it's kind of funny how people like to talk shit about that, but then the next thing you know, how about the Air Force? And so, yeah, exactly. Found a load of cocaine washed up on the beach this weekend. That's going to be a Sergeant's Time show. Finding all that blow. Hookers and blow and shit. No, I mean, they didn't find up hookers.
Talking about Hunter now.
We're talking about Hunter. Yeah, dude. So we're going to take a break right quick, and we're going to talk more about Florida. Again, I mean, we're going to keep on the Florida because I brought up a spicy situation that got people not talking to me anymore because I said some stuff and they got all fucking offended.
That's just normal. That's an everyday occurrence.
It's like, why do you got to be offended? Why are you offended? Don't be offended. If you want me to hear you out, you got to allow me to speak and hear me out. So,
two-way street.
Right, exactly. So we can take a break. I got to stop saying that so shit. When I get amped up and I get fucking on a roll, I say so a lot. So
you copy?
Yeah, well, it's like, well, what I don't want to happen is I don't want nobody to make a video like they did with Meghan McCain when she kept saying my father, 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 my father. I don't want to be the same way by me saying so. I have a feeling that some of my friends who like to parody stuff like that would make a video like that, and I'll probably, I won't get upset, but I just think it would be funny. Anyhow, so we'll be right back, and we're gonna go talk more about the Florida stuff, and shots. So see you in a sec. Refill your glasses, smoke if you got them. Hit the head. If you were DD 214 qualified, go ahead and hit a drag. Pass, puff is what the kids are saying. Is that the new thing? Isn't that what the kids are saying? So, but anyways, see you in a sec. Take a break. Shots.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue. I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
What you thinking?
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut it up, shut up. I was watching Black Eyed Peas. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut it up, shut up, shut up, shut it up, shut up, shut up. Oh man, I'm in a mood.
Up, pass for the show.
Shut it up, shut up, shut up. Oh, sorry, I don't want to get zucked. Playing some unauthorized music that I'm gonna have to kiss ass to say, but it was only a parody. It was only supposed to. It's only a joke. I don't want to get busted. Then I have to talk to the Black Eyed Peas, and hopefully I could talk to Fergie and say, hey, it was just a parody. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
yeah.
Fergie. Oh man. Oof, Lord. Yeah, I get in trouble. You get me in trouble. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So today, so all through the day, I was listening to music, and I watch videos and stuff like that, and I have a little mix there. And I was, Black Eyed Peas came on, and I was just like, I was like, oh shit, that's Fergie. I mean, it's Fergie, So, you don't like Black Eyed Peas, dude?
I do.
I'm sure you don't seem very enthused about it. It's Fergie, man. Oh man, I don't want people like, ooh, whatever. So, anyways, what are we talking about? Florida, right? Florida. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about Governor DeSantis allowing veterans to be teachers?
To be teachers?
Yeah, to waive some of the requirements to become a teacher in Florida by hiring veterans. What you think?
Ooh. I like the concept, the idea, but you still should have a standard there of not saying all teachers are smart, and not saying you got dumb teachers out there, but there should be a little bit of standard, like maybe give them a clip test or something to take to see how well they're educated on certain subjects.
Yeah, some teachers there's some controversy. Some teachers feel it's insulting that they fucking are tested on their evaluation of their teaching skills. Believe it or not, there are some teachers unions out there that actually don't like that type of shit, because if you're doing it for veterans coming in, then they're concerned it's going to happen the same way, which,
I can see where they're saying it opens up the gate for future potential. That makes sense.
I kind of made a joke about it on Twitter and said that the people were getting mad about, you can't hire veterans. They can't be teachers, yada, yada. And I put, the Army says, train the trainer. The Army has the most train the trainer mentality that we need to get out of here. I know, Brett, exactly that. Go figure, huh? Testing one's knowledge. So I got in a heated conversation with somebody that went from Facebook Messenger through to phone text to an actual phone call to get like, yeah, I'll talk to you later type shit. That's how fucking heated it got. Somebody who was upset. Somebody who was upset because I said, what's wrong with having a veteran teach? And of course, everyone's like, well, because have you served some of the people that we serve with? Yeah, I got it. I'm going to tell you what, there's some idiots that were supposed to be my leaders, or some dumb fucks, right? But then there are some individuals that I knew were really fucking good, and I outranked them. I'm just like, dude, there's some smart kids, right?
Right.
So I don't understand how And this is going to fucking go, wow, this is what set it up. This is what I'm going to say next is what set off the, people freaked out. Or the individual freaked out that I was speaking to. The individual said, I don't give a shit if you talk about it on the podcast, because I text, can I talk about this tonight? And, no big deal. It was a good discourse, and it was back and forth. Don't mind that stuff. So I said, if you're pissed off about veterans being teachers because they're not quote unquote qualified, then then you should hold the same standards to individuals that come in dressed in drag to read to kids. And woo, man! I said, if you apply that standard, and of course I immediately was bombarded with this. Oh, what are you saying? What is it with you? What do you got against drag? What do you got against blah, blah, blah? I'm just saying, you want to hold that same standard to that. Don't you think that if you're so fucking pissed off about veterans who are unqualified to teach our kids, then having a drag queen story hour from people who are not qualified to teach should be the same standard, right?
Oh, I agree. It should be the same standard, no matter people's belief system or how they feel about what they live and how they review themselves in life.
I personally, I'll be honest with you, I don't give a fuck I just want my kids to fucking learn read and write arithmetic, right? Because people who ask me, I've seen you at Hooters. Yeah, but you've not seen Baby Ice there. You've not seen Princess Ice with me. I don't fucking take my kids to strip clubs. I don't fucking go out to the bar and I don't take my kids hanging out doing adult shit.
You don't take your kid to Hooters?
Fuck no, dude. Why? The Hooters aren't there for my kids. They're there for me. That's what.
Hey. I take my 13, 14-year-old there.
A little bit older there, but I'm talking about fucking toddlers, 6, 7, 8-year-olds and shit like that. Hooters is not for my kids. Hooters is for me, the grown-up, the adult, right? Going to a bar, going to a club, or going to a gentleman's. I'm about to say, because if that's fucking a case, man, then you know what? I'd find out. just a fucking, because you know me, I like to jab a little back and forth, and I like to cause a little controversy about whataboutisms when people like to throw whataboutisms at me.
Right.
I won't mind having drag queen story hour if you don't mind me bringing, as a substitute teacher when I'm a veteran teaching in Florida, a stripper pole for strippers to come in and teach to help me out. Have strippers read, play some what's the name of that fucking standard stripper music, Buck Cherry or something like shit like that. What's this? Give me some stripper music. Well, I bring them in, right? Everyone's afraid about what a veteran will do when they're teaching in class. Heath says, "Get your fucking hands out your pocket." So
get off my yard.
Yeah. So I don't. So again, the conversation. It was a good friend it was a good enough friend that I could go back and forth and have a good heated conversation, and then we're cool. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I was gonna get blasted on fucking Twitter or fucking Instagram saying, "Oh, it's such fucking homophobic."
You're talking about an adult conversation.
It was an adult conversation, exactly that, because I see the same way. Like I said, if you're willing to fucking have drag queen story hour, then you should be willing to have a fucking veteran be a teacher. What's the fucking difference? You're both unqualified to fucking do it, right? So then there you go.
Well, there's a lot of veterans that actually have degrees too.
I'll be honest with you.
They've forgotten why they were in service.
And you know what trips me out is a lot of the people who are critics that are in the military right now have gotten their fucking degrees from Army fucking schools, working on a partnership program to get a fucking degree.
I got college credits thanks to military.
Same to that, exactly that. As I'm saying, you get college credit for fucking doing that stuff. The officers and most of the officers, they'll get their fucking degrees, whatever. I mean, you know what the best thing about everyone thought it was so great? This movie is so great and wholesome as Kindergarten Cop when Arnold was a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
I just like, yeah, you guys are a bunch of soft. You like discipline. Wow. If somebody could come in and teach a kid a different method of teaching, there's just some kids that learn differently. Maybe an outside of the box approach is good. What's wrong with that? I got no issue with a veteran coming in and teaching kids. I don't. You could rag, and it's funny because if you could see on social media of the individuals that rag on fucking veterans because they're so fucking, they think they're fucking high and mighty and drink with their nose down. You want to shit talk a fucking veteran on some of this stuff? You are part and parcel of the fucking problem of people hating fucking veterans.
Yep. I still think whoever's a teacher or substitute teacher, they still should take some type of standardized test to teach. I know teachers do, but I'm mostly talking about substitute teachers.
Well, I mean, was a veteran be the first one to battle a school shooter and the rest are cowering in the corner? I think in Florida you can carry. So it'll be a teacher busting some caps. It will be better than a fucking Uvalde, right? That fucking situation still pisses me the fuck off. So going back and forth with my friend, it was a good, I said, hey, can I talk about this in the podcast? I mean, I'm not going to beat you down about it. It was a good conversation. Like you said, it was an adult conversation that we had. And it was the fact that, and I brought that up. If you're willing to bring in extracurriculars like drag queen story time, then you should have. What's the point of degrees if you have to be tested for a job? Are you saying because you took a bunch of tests to get that degree, Musa? Is that the point? I'll wait for the delay.
No, I think that's my comment. Like, in my state, all to be a substitute teacher, you got to have a associate's degree, and that's it. It doesn't matter in what. And you can be a substitute teacher. That's where I'm saying there should be some type of test they take before you becomes a substitute teacher on top of whatever.
Yeah. Hang on for a second. We got a caller. Maybe it's a teacher. Hang on. Hello, WTF Nation Radio. You're on the air. Turn off your radio.
Yeah, I'm Brett. I actually was messaging you. I figured I'd, swing it back here.
Swing it.
Yeah. Well, Army veteran here. I really dig the conversation. I mean, it's right on the touchy part of like not ultimately controversial, but like just right enough to bring up a nice question is why don't we? And I think why don't we is a good common question that we have for any kind of educator.
Well, I mean, do you think so? So you're saying you're good with veterans being hired as teachers, then, basically.
I mean, I think the standard really is like given the liberal education system that we're used to, there's really no rules. The rule is there's no rules.
Right.
So let's bend them while we can.
Now, do you think? The
more veterans we have teaching, the better.
Right. No, you're right. And I was just saying, Shipwreck brought up a good point: is that a lot of military education translates into some civilian education from what you received. So, I think that
I was curious about what age group were you talking about? I was just curious. Like, do you have an age group in mind when you're talking about that?
No, not really. I mean, I was just in general because the conversation that me and my friend had was specific to that, like, veterans aren't qualified to do this, and veterans can't do this, veterans don't understand this, and veterans don't do this. And I said, then why the fuck are we having drag queen story time? I'm not saying I'm not for or against it, but I'm saying those are the same unqualified teaching events that you're having for kids that I think that if you're going to be fucking holding a fucking standard to, then you should fucking do the same thing. I don't get, you know what I mean? So
I agree. And it's something that goes past our education system. My son and I, who was like 11, we watched National Geographic together, and we were forced inherently after each and every episode to watch 45 seconds of the next RuPaul. And I'm not judging anybody, but like, damn it, like, I didn't sign up for that. We're trying to watch National Geographic here, and we got RuPaul coming up on it.
Well, RuPaul's a big supporter of veterans too. You know that? So
well, at the same time, though, like, it's just like one of those things where, like, I guess like the choice has been taken away from us as far as education is concerned about what is and what isn't presented to children.
Well, you're correct. I think that adult themed type of events, and I don't give a shit whether it's war movies. There's got to be. You're right. There's a limit to where specific age, like you were saying. I think that's what you were alluding to earlier. What specific age group our kids can be exposed to. I don't understand why is it important to have something that's sexualized, whether it be drag queens or heterosexual strippers in a classroom. Period. It's to me, it's an adult-themed event that you and I would go hang out, drinking a beer at a fucking strip club because we're over 21. You know what I mean? That's the metric that I'm looking at. It's not has nothing to do with my philosophy is on whether I oppose of that. I just think that, hey, look, there are just some adult-themed things that you don't fucking show to kids. I teach my kids some things and maybe a little bit of extra help when they get older when it comes to sex education. I don't need a fucking teacher to do that. I don't need a teacher to tell my kid who's 4, 5, 6, 7 years old what things of adults are normally fucking talking about. You're not there to have a mental breakdown in front of my kid about what fucking gender you are. You're there to teach my fucking kid. That's my point. And that right there in itself is an adult themed.
Beautifully said. Beautifully
said. It's adult themed. And well, as I'm saying is, me and my friend were going back and forth. He was getting heated. He thought I was being transphobic and homophobic, and I'm like, no, dude, I don't give a fuck if it's a porn star. It's Jenna Jameson or Stormy Daniels in the fucking classroom. Those are adult-themed related items that I don't want my kid exposed to. Wait, there's also high school. There's also junior high. Well, you have to sign a waiver to have sex education, to understand the mechanics of it. Now, if you're going to get fucking butthurt of what the mechanics are, and that's why I think there's a fear, is that there are agendas there that have, I mean, there literally is an agenda that has a fear that your kid is going to learn the mechanics opposed to their agenda when we have the same individuals that have that fear are telling us to trust fucking science when it comes to vaccinations, when it comes to mental health, when it comes, you know what I mean? It's just, there's got to be a line drawn on this shit. I cannot have my kid exposed to sexual themes. I don't give a fuck what role it's going to be, and then expect me not to get upset about it. And then placing secret rooms or secret discussions away from my fucking kid. Exactly that, James. If they're going to put drag queens in school, then put porn stars in school. Because, see, that's the slippery slope that we're going to get to. I hope I'm making sense. I mean, it's perplexing to me that people think the other way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It does make sense. And, I mean, like, I don't think it's worth even perplexing, like, the most simple or complex mind. You hit it right on the head, in my opinion. And one thing I was curious about as well, like, I really like hearing your thoughts on stuff. It is like when we're talking about a veteran teaching, like, a veteran, like if we want to get real technical about stuff, a veteran is someone who served in the military more than 180 days of service. So, I mean, anyone can throw that term around quite loosely. You know what I'm saying? Like they could be right out of AIT in the Army and be a veteran, and then have a discharge, right?
True.
So, like, it's one of those things, like, where we have to, like, I guess everyone has an individual story. And when one is the teacher and they're trying to say that if somebody's not qualified because, like, all veterans aren't. But I don't know. I start to draw a line about, like, definitions. What is a veteran? What is not a veteran? In my eyes, the standard definition of 180 days of, like, standard service is kind of a piss poor definition that belonged in the Civil War.
Well, I mean, I look at it like this. I look at it as that what's supposed to be happening from being part of what I always say when we start the show, we're broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. You're supposed to be using that positive experience from your military service to reassimilate into society. That's part of the reason why we always say that the greatest generation was the greatest generation, because they came back. Yeah, they kept a lot of shit to themselves, but what they did is they got their positive experiences. They got their positive traits from being a veteran and being in World War II and some of the shit that they've fucking seen, and applied that to the market to where we had that market boom after the return of our veterans coming back.
Such an excellent thought. I mean, and we can't have that today. I mean, I can't hate on anyone for their feelings, but when you associate the prior generation, the greatest generation, with the problems that came back from the war and those that are compensated right now, I think really, the era of pride and compensation start to like turn into that. And I'm delving into like a lot of different tangents here. So
No, you're on a good tangent too, because that's why we say we're the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence, because veterans are vicious to each other. Veterans now are newer, younger generation veterans are fucking savage to each other. Even individuals that are in the military right now attack the veterans of the last 2 decades because, I mean, think about it. 20 fucking years. Imagine World War II going on for 20 years. Same thing with the global war on terror, the GWAT. We've had 20 years of fucking combat veterans, and I said this before in a previous show that my father, when he got back, and he said, if your country's not going to turn on you as a combat veteran or a veteran during wartime, then the Army's going to turn against you. If the Army doesn't turn against you, then your brothers will. Sometimes even your own family will turn against you. And it hit home with me because every single experience, not just I've experienced, but other veterans have experienced, have seen that, fuck, dude, look what's happening right now. Right now, currently, today is the anniversary of the withdrawal from Afghanistan, and it's going to be carried on throughout the next 2 weeks of specific events that have happened during that withdrawal. And a lot of veterans are. I'm not cool with it. I'm angry. I'm furious at the fact that just today, one thing was over the weekend. One of the family members of the KIA from that withdrawal took their own life at the memorial service for that. And bro, it's just infuriating. It's just fucking infuriating.
That is heartbreaking. Like I was in Bagram Airfield. I did like a 1 year, 6 months over there, like at Bagram Airfield, and I'm entirely and 100% backing you and passionate about the complete, completely against the withdrawal. I mean, I know personal like Afghani families and Afghani folk over there who deserve our protection, and also like those Americans who died that deserve our, I guess I would say, standing our ground to preserve their legacy of like their sacrifice. It really bothers me. I mean, it really does. And I think it's a very poor example of what this country, I would say, should do and could do in like a asymmetrical warfare type situation. It's not common to our past behavior, for sure.
Right. I mean, but that's another tangent that's connected to how veterans are treated and seen. You know what I mean? It's like, look right now, just look at just the mere proposal of veterans teaching, just the mere proposal, and then look at the reaction of that. Look at the reaction that the media, social media influencers, and they.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They make us savages. Like
they make it sound like we're a bunch of fucking. Yeah, they make it sound like we're a bunch of fucking knuckle draggers that we're like Matt Damon in front of the fucking kids. You know what I mean? And when we used to have a program called Troops to Teachers back in the day. That back when everybody was all I remember the fucking support the troops, yellow ribbons, wave the flags. Everybody was all for it, right? And the next thing you know, we're talking about veterans coming back and fucking teaching. I don't know. I might move back to Florida if they fucking give me some money. I'll teach. I'll teach to fucking spite them. Teach the kids how to be angry and spiteful. You know what I mean? Show them what the fuck.
I think you have a beautiful point, but like if I could share with you just one thing, and really what inspired me to like call in, and just for the fact that like I've been following you, it seems like for a long time. I don't know how long, but for day one, I have a friend that's a former captain in the Marine Corps and decided to become a history teacher, and that fellow gave his due diligence, his good goddamn damnedest, to influence positively like these young folks. But school policy says that they could tell him to good and right fuck off, use their cell phones in front of him, and like any good commissioned officer or otherwise non-commissioned officer would destroy an individual for a said infraction. is forced to suffer through. Like, so the
You're right.
incentive was not there.
You're right. No,
especially
you
for the
you got it.
mediocre.
That's a societal issue too. We have today's youth that aren't even fit enough. They're not even healthy enough to serve in the military, and then you're seeing that action in the classroom on how society deals with adults, authority. Especially, it's almost like we're not talking about fucking bad cops. We're talking about teachers. It's almost like everybody aspired. I did when I was growing up. I aspired to be a teacher. It was a teacher thing that to me was like a calling, like being a doctor or being a teacher or being a soldier.
You had great teachers, obviously.
Oh, I got some teachers that I could name right off and count on that were influential through elementary school, junior high, and high school, and they were instrumental in how I was and how I saw things and all that. One of them was a Vietnam vet and great fucking guy. Another one was a history teacher. I'm just saying that it's a societal thing where the respect factor to adult authority when it came to a teacher, it's like how you would have the same respect for somebody of the cloth, whether it be a priest or whether it be a imam or a rabbi. You have that respect given because you were raised to have that respectful attitude to them, because they were giving you knowledge. They were imparting knowledge upon you. They were giving you the tools to survive. And of course, I even had some, very good fucking shop teachers. You know what I mean? I had shop teachers that would give you some of that great advice that you would have, just like your dad, or if you didn't have a father figure, would give you that father figure like advice. Then you're like, oh shit.
Or the Arnold that you talked about earlier.
yeah. I'm an Arnold fan, man. I'll shut up. What do you mean? But dude, it was one of those things that it's a hard discussion. Now, look, if there's a I don't even know what the program is like, so I'm not commenting on the fact until I get more in the details if it's a good idea or not, because there might be a probationary period. There might be a standard in Florida where they have a probationary period or they have some sort of minder period. It's almost like how a patrol officer, you're doing
Who's standing up for them in this? Like, is there like a proper, obviously this is not a JAG issue, but who in fact would be standing up for, at this point it would be federal legality. I assume they want to make it state, but it in fact sounds federal.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's in the state of Florida. Again, without knowing, all I know is that it's been blowing up on my freaking social media feeds and my news feeds. How everyone's going after Governor DeSantis because they think he's the fifth Antichrist next to, Dick Cheney, George W. Trump, and Clinton and Obama. All these. If you're with a specific party, he could have a fucking cure. He could have the cure for fucking cancer, but because it's DeSantis.
It sounds like he's worth looking into, is what you're saying.
Right. It's worth looking into the program to see how they're doing it. And that's what I'm doing. It's like, I decided to talk about it today because I saw it on the feeds and everyone's going nuts about it. And I'm like, why are you guys getting upset? Because what's wrong with veterans teaching? You know what I mean? It's everyone's thinking it's going to be.
I wanted to ask, for your first name, I apologize. I'm not certain if you do give that out, but my name is Brett. I wanted to throw that out there to you. Army veteran here, and I'd love to chat with you anytime you feel like having somebody on with a heartfelt comment about anything.
Well, we don't mind calls. We have like I said, my call sign's Ice, but my real name's Ken. So I mean, it just everybody for Ice is
Ice?
Sure. Yeah, Iceman. Well,
that sounds cool. You want to know my call sign?
What's your call sign?
Turd Ferguson.
Oh shit! It's Turd Ferguson. God damn it! Holy shit! Well, fuck, Turd. I didn't know it was you. God damn, bro. How you been, man? Stop doing this fucking. Stop psyoping the psyoper. God damn it.
There's been tales and legends told for sure.
I know you told Ferguson. God damn it, dude. Stop. You fucking okay. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, dude. Anytime you want to call. I mean, this was gonna be the This I mean, I was going to close it up anyways, but this is a good conversation but that was just my feeling about it. It's like, look, if you're letting unorthodox methods of teaching when it comes to teaching our children in schools, then allow this unorthodox method of teaching when it comes to veterans. And I just, again, like I was saying, I don't fucking.
I appreciate that. I have fun right here being listening to me and you the whole time. I really think it's been worthwhile conversation for like anyone who is willing to listen.
All right, brother, man. Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. You have a good. Man, what's up, man? You hear that shit, Rack? Take yourself off of mute, dude. I'm just like blah 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 and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I was listening. It was good stuff.
That's good shit, right? That's the way it's supposed to be. Grown up talk. No fucking drama. No people, getting. I didn't get no DMs. I didn't see any DMs coming across here. Angry DMs.
But speaking of vets teaching, remember when Arizona did the thing? What was it? National Guard to be temporary teachers or something?
Right. It was. I think it was New Mexico and Arizona had a program for the National Guard to be substitute teachers and bus drivers too. Nobody said anything about that, right? Because why? It's because the pandemic was rolling along, and they wanted to,
Well, my question is, with that, going back to that, use it as a case study. What was the final conclusion from it? What were the issues of it?
Agreed.
You can relate that to the same situation in Florida and
Agreed.
And see if it's a good solution. Actually,
Nope, you're right. Due to the fact that we had some metrics on this to see, did the program work? Was it a good program? Did we have any veterans go through, any members of the National Guard that were being teachers? That's a good point.
But I was just thinking about that when y'all were talking.
You're right. No, I'm glad you brought that up. I was like going off on, me and Turd Ferguson were going off on a bunch of tangents.
And PSYOP being PSYOP, I got you.
He PSYOP me, man. Damn it, I didn't know that was fucking Turd Ferguson. He's a good dude.
We should. Yeah, I'm gonna put that down in my history book here.
Everyone's talking about at least go to BNOC. If NCO PDSs were done right, which is what used to be called the Non-Commissioned Officer Education System, the NCOES, if it was done right and they had actual good academics in there, it shouldn't have to be till you become a student at the Sergeant Major Academy to get that higher education. It should be through every level of NCO PDS. So when you go to WSC, BLC, ALC, MLC, there should be specific blocks of instruction to get that education. There should be the fact, if we're supposed to be trainers as non-commissioned officers, then we should be trained and certified as actual teachers to get them certs when we come out. Just like how commo people, when they have their certifications. Yeah, exactly that. If it was done right. So
imagine one of a lieutenant or a warrant officer being a teacher in the classroom.
That's what I'm saying. It's all like I'm saying. It's all the gift of the gab. It's all how you could do the job. It's like there's specific things that a teacher can do that will make you spark that little LED light in your hard drive to go, oh shit, I didn't know that. I've had moments like that even with subordinates when I was in. They would do something and I'm like, holy fuck, I didn't know about that. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it. Really? Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it out. Fuck, I didn't know that. And then I write that down for my own shit. And I say, so-and-so taught me how to do that. Leadership, mentorship goes up and down. It shouldn't just be fucking one way, and it should be nobody taking credit for it. Not politicians.
So you're saying you learned from your younger ranking
I have.
In your command and apply that to duty as a leader and an educator.
Yep.
No way.
Yep. As a matter of fact, some of the tactics, techniques, and procedures done on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio have been from lessons that I've learned from my time in, and my soldiers have brought forth some of those knowledges and stuff like that. And I said, hey man, it was your idea. Help me help you. Blah 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 blah. And they've gone on and they've gone out and retired and become successful business people and all that stuff. That's the way it's supposed to be. What's the Army folks know? 75% ain't done right. I don't know, man. 70% is the Army, or isn't it 60? What's the Army testing standard? Depends on what career fields you have. What do you call the lowest grade point average in West Point? A lieutenant. What do you call the lowest grade point average? The last person who graduate medical school when it comes to their grades? Doctor. Same thing. So, man, I like this conversation. I was able to get a lot of stuff out, and again, Mom predicted it. I was gonna say, God, my tech here.
What did you predict?
What's that?
What did Mom predict?
She predicted some, like, the fact that I may or may not be going on a rant, and I sort of kind of went on a rant. Sort of kind of. I was helping another veteran radio station with equipment, and I was holding up pieces of equipment. I'm like, what about this? What about that? What about this? So, just like when you call the last person, you know, what do you call the lowest ranking person who graduated Jumpmaster school? Jumpmaster. So you have that maybe that's what people are afraid about. Maybe people know how Army tests are done. Same thing with the officer schools too. I just think that the enlisted, the Sorents, they get the short end of the stick when it comes to education. But an officer, you go to Captain's Career Course, and you'll have things that's given to forwarding credit to a degree, or the CGSC or ILE, or the War College. A lot of these leaders that are shit talking on the fucking webs about veterans being teachers have gotten their degrees through the Army, because the Army, I don't want to cause some classism here, but they don't take care of the enlisteds. Just ask you suck soldiers that are staying in the barracks, right? Yeah.
Right.
It only took the sergeant major of the Army to walk through a fucking barracks and say, what the fuck is going on here? So.
That's true.
With that, just want to wish fucking Radar happy birthday, Radar.
Oh yeah,
It's Radar's birthday, dude. Give me that shit. Aw. It's Radar's birthday. Not only,
he's gonna talk about his birthday stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
All those gifts he's getting, and
yeah.
special treatment.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna get all the gifts and see what happens. We'll see if he gets taken care of by his co-host because we're all hosts here. His co-pilot. We'll see what happens. I will say that tomorrow we have, what do we got going on tomorrow? Don't we have? Wait a minute. Tomorrow's the 16th, right?
Yeah, 16th.
I think tomorrow's the 16th. Don't we have Miss Marvel coming on? I think we have Miss Marvel coming on. Yeah, we do. That's gonna be cool. On my way out, just explained to several NCOs that couldn't expect promotion because I had too much spring in my step to be a sergeant. Yeah. My biggest thing is that I wanted to stay at a specific rank. I didn't want to be a first sergeant because I like hanging out with the troops and, doing stuff, deploying and shit with the troops. Yeah, we have actress Anjali Bihimani talk about her career, her latest work on Miss Marvel, playing Miss Marvel. She's going to be on the show. Miss Marvel's going to come on here, dude. What's up with that? Do you watch
CQ show? Stuff? On and off, it depends. Because we do scouting in our house, and it's normally on Tuesdays.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a correction here. She plays Auntie on Miss Marvel. My bad. But still, she's on Miss Marvel.
Yeah?
Yeah, somebody says she's not Miss Marvel. Okay, I got a correction. Forgive me on the. I got corrected. You're gonna have to. So Auntie, okay, yeah. Anjali I have a friend who's Indian, and I want to make sure I got that. I think she's of Indian descent. But if you guys don't know what she looks like, though, here, as a matter of fact, let me post a picture so you guys can see what she looks like. Well, I think once you guys see her, what she looks like. Anyways, freaking CQ's a damn MCU guy. Anyways, I don't know when he's ever gonna have any DC people come on. I mean, I'm just saying, CQ.
Yeah, that'd be once in a blue moon.
I know. Yeah, I don't want to say he's biased to.
I'm not saying it is, but
Yeah, I'm not saying
situational awareness. It seems like
yeah,
that.
exactly. She's Hindi. There you go. Thanks, Dr. Ed. Dr. Ed, I'm gonna be in your AO in a week or so, 2 weeks. So I'm gonna shoot you DM, brother. But yeah, so she's gonna be on. That's gonna be cool. Kids like it, exactly that. I'm not a much, like I said, the kids like the MCU stuff. And so, oh snap! Did you see that? Did you see that comment from CQ? Oh damn! God, let me just go ahead and.
Oh! This is gonna get nasty.
Yeah, when is DC gonna release content? Damn.
Oh man.
God, dude. Damn, CQ.
Keep it tight to the
Are you
heart.
saying that? Are you saying DC? Are you saying DC's having filming issues? I know they have some drama going on with Sony. They got some drama going on with, I don't know, several films that are being canceled from the DC universe. Unjoli Bamani. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I hate, I hate to mispronounce people's names, and I want to be correct in this step. So, no, it's a good point. It's going to be a good point. Yep. No, you're a good point, dude. So let me put that up. Unjoli Bamani. There you go. And I'll be honest with you. Not my fault. DC people are too busy in court to appear on my show. Damn. Holy talk of man, CQ.
Damn.
How could I CQ, I can't throw the graphics up there and start talking about the Marvel Studios Miss Marvel and then without you dropping those bombs in there, dude. Damn. Not my fault. DC's people are too busy in court to appear on my. You hear that, DC people? We have the premier veteran celebrity host on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio that is ready to interview. Stay out of court.
I should go on a campaign now because of him and get a whole bunch of DC actors.
Okay, I'm gonna put her back up. I'm gonna put her image back up there. Just want you to know, Miss Marvel. She's on Miss Marvel. Marvel Studios. Of course, you can watch any of the MCU stuff on Disney Plus. And she plays Auntie, right? Yeah. Exactly. Oh man. So, anyways, Auntie Ruby is the character that she plays on Miss Marvel. The fact that we get, and I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna chalk it up to CQ. CQ, hold on the DC bombs for a minute. I think it's awesome that we have been getting a lot of love from a lot of the celebrities that are from the MCU and also from Dark Horse comic stuff. Robert Pattinson. We had the Terminator on here. We had the T-1000. I mean, just all these. Again, I'm gonna tell you what, DC. I'm gonna say this again, DC. So again, don't forget to tune in tomorrow, where CQ interviews a member of the cast of Miss Marvel. So I am gonna say, look into my eyes, DC. Stay out of court and come to the premier veteran podcast for all celebrities that wants to come on. CQ is the host that you're going to need. And, of course, if you want to hear some other stuff that there's a little bit of reality with the voice of the unpop cultured, I should say, would be Radar. Happy birthday, Radar. So tomorrow, don't forget, at the, we had the Stargirl actress. Yeah, okay, she's DC. You're right. What is our subscriber numbers? Are we talking multi-platform, Dr. Ed? You know me, bruh. We have a reach on the U.S. Army WTF Moments. We have a followership of 1.5 million, with a reach of 15 million. U.S. Army WTF Moments is not the only page that we broadcast on, however. At WTF Nation Radio, we have a followership of 250,000, with a reach of about 5 million. We've been banned in 77 countries, but we always fight it to get unbanned.
That's a daily occurrence.
It's a daily occurrence. I'm always dropping into the office chats. Hey, look, China trying to ban us again. So yeah, we hold our own. We're pretty good broadcasting on. We got our stream. We got streams that, again, little new tech that comes up. CQ brings it to my attention. Says, "Hey, Ice, we need to do this. This needs to happen. This needs to happen." All right, cool. Let me show me, and then I'll sit there and chew on it for a couple days and all that, and then of course, right when I'm ready to answer the yes or no to, CQ's got another innovative tech that he likes to come. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, vastly improving some of the broadcast tech. I love it. So, and he brings MCU. Still needs to work on DC, but MCU. You want to bring Lucasfilm, son? Bring Lucasfilm. So I'll bring Lucasfilm. I mean, I could bring Star Trek. I can bring Paramount too. I got some interest in some Star Trek characters too. So, anyways, Doc Dredd, I see you in the chats. Hit me up in the DM, bro. Because I think I might be in your AO and grab a beer. Good old time's sake. No naked this time though, because that. Anyways, we won't talk about that. At any rate, well, yeah, Star Wars is a hard nut to crack. It is, man. I don't know. Maybe it's because of NDAs or something. I don't know. Wait a minute. Boyega, the guy who plays Finn, he played in a movie that had to deal with veteran issues, and I think that would be the end. I don't know if he wants to talk about Star Wars though. So, Lucasfilm's still there. I don't know. But at any rate, don't forget we have a show every night, except for, well, it's not every night if I say every night, right? And then we don't have a couple days. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays are our shows. Wednesday is a day off. Saturday and Sunday is day off, except for we're getting close. Once the calendar's cleared, I could freaking we can get started up on the next show that's going to come up. We have 2 shows that are going to debut. Soon to be every night. Exactly, man. Woof. It's a lot. 2000 or Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Broadcasting live on 2 Facebook pages, U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, a YouTube channel, WTF Nation Radio, on Twitter, right now broadcasting on Twitter, and then YouTube, and then Twitch. So, awesome. So, I'm your host. I got Shitwreck in there. Spanky's going to come back to Sergeant's Time. Yay! So, also on a serious note, next week on Wednesday, we're going to re-simulcast live Elegy of a Green Beret, the film that was marketed by us, but produced, directed, created by Scott Mann and also was involved in Operation Pineapple. He is going to be my co-host next Thursday, on the 25th, which is the anniversary of the suicide bombing at Abbey Gate. And he is going to be my co-host, like legit co-host, to shoot the shit with me, to talk about Operation Pineapple, to talk about Elegy of a Green Beret, what his role in helping and assisting the evacuation of American citizens and some of our Afghan allies out of Afghanistan during that crazy and fucking disorganized withdrawal. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I would say it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be a deep event, but it's gonna be good to bring it out to talk about it because Scott's got a lot of things to say. Again, once and he will be my co-host on Thursday of Sergeant's Time. So all we'll do is shooting the shit. We'll be posting videos, taking breaks and stuff like that. And then he's gonna give me any media we talk about, and then pretty much just be right there with me talking in the news. And I think Spanky's back after that. So every show comes on at 2000 hours, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any guests that we have will be on an hour within the show at 9 p.m. Or if we can arrange it, or if the guests can't make it, or we can make special accommodations, that you will usually have a pre-recorded event that's broadcasted before the show, and it could be at 8 o'clock, or we've had 8 o'clock live showings, we've had rebroadcast, resimulcast. So it all depends, but generally our general rule is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we have 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when our guest walks in and all that, because first setup and stuff like that. But anyhow, anything? You got Shipwreck, man? You got anything else? Is that it? I think we just ranted pretty good, right? I mean, that was good rants.
Yeah, we're good. Keep your doors locked.
Yeah. Okay. Keep your doors locked. Save your gas. Putin price hike. I said that in Bill Clinton's voice. Putin's price hike. If you miss a show, where can you listen to it at your convenience? At any of those channels that you see there, just scroll on the timeline. Literally, we're minutes of freaking setting up our backbone so you could download podcasts. We used to be on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and so we're getting all that stuff reconnected. It's just a pain in the ass to get all that shit reconnected because we were on a lot of platforms. So you just go on to, or you could go to WTFNationRadio.com. Well, you will see the last broadcast on any of the social media accounts that we broadcasted on, and you can also see our Discord chat. So there you go. So with that, or 8 Central. All right, so I taught everything about Dre. Who, me? I didn't teach anything about Dre. I'm not saying I don't like Dre, but yeah, I'm just saying I want to know what CQ's take on that movie on Netflix called Day Shift, where Jamie Foxx fights vampires with Snoop Dogg. Did you see that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you should watch it. It's pretty entertaining. It's not Blade, but it's entertaining. You know what I mean? So, but anyways,
I'll check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. All right. So again, thanks for hanging out, and shots. See you.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And then you're going to come down to the stables and you'll start working with the horses, and it's nothing mandatory. Like our first session, we got out here and we just started grooming a horse. Patrick showed us how to groom a horse, and it was just fun. And as we're grooming a horse, we're telling our story.
You get to see somebody who's never been